Welcome to the Arlanders Podcast. Arlanders Podcast is here to shed light on all things business in the outdoors. My name is Jaime, and with my good amigo Kingston.
What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody?
We're back at it.
Back at it, still refreshed with our...
It's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy.
But it's fucking...
Cheers.
I really do like this freaking water.
Mm-hmm. And it's just fun to drink out of a can. So if you guys are on YouTube, we are just upgrading our stuff left and right.
Yeah, dog. We got crazy camera rig now, because thanks to me.
Yeah, this guy's just dumping
money.
It's
dumping
awesome,
money
though.
into everything, really, just because we have some projects for the rest of the year that deserve it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come in clutch, dude.
Yeah, and we have a sweet monitor now. We have yeah.
What's it considered? It's like production value, right?
Yeah, the production value is up.
It increases
Way up. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, so
I'll just hop into it kind of. So Kingston, as you guys already know, we've talked about it, does photography and video. Myself, running easy, like I do a lot of our own artwork, and we also have artists outside that help us out.
Yep.
But it's interesting because both of those fields, everyone is trying to make some type of money, right? Monetize stuff without having to actually like work for a client or something like that.
Yeah, mailbox money. So basically what it is like digital product you would make money overnight, and it's just delivered, and always cash is delivered,
and always selling it. You don't have to change the product. You're not catering it to someone. It's just always selling it.
Yep.
So the two things that we've seen are presets for photo. People sell their presets, and then vector kits, and that's sold by, like, let's say graphic designer wants to sell a vector kit, and
that's for like logos and kind of like graphics. You can swap out the names and kind of make it's branding. It's like a quick version of branding. Yeah,
if you're just wanting to start something up, you can buy a vector kit and change the color as long as you have like Illustrator or whatever, and as long as you have Lightroom, you can buy presets and kind of mimic someone's photo editing style.
But it's not as easy as that.
No,
not always.
I mean, both of them aren't as easy because so what we're going to say is like, or what we want to talk about is it proper to do it? What is our take on someone that's like, I just bought this vector kit, or it comes to Kingston is like, hey, can you sell me your presets? Or I just bought these presets. So we're going to kind of go through it in terms of our perspective. Is it of value? Is it kind of the way to go if you're a creative or you're trying to get into it?
Yeah.
And maybe the pros and cons of both of those items.
Yeah. I mean, we'll start with presets because I get asked quite often to buy my presets, but I don't necessarily have presets. Like each project is usually edited on its own. So it's edited in a batch, but I have like a general, I guess, style that I'm going for, but it's not, every photo is not, or every set isn't the same.
No.
It would be really hard to make every set exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't sell presets, and I don't really have any plans to, because the way that I see presets is that it's a bit of a cheat code. It kind of gets you to the finish line, but doesn't necessarily get you there in a good way. You won't really learn anything.
Yeah.
If you slap a preset on, you're kind of like, you're skipping all the fundamentals and like, well, really the learning aspect, which everyone that does photography or even wants to do it as a career should know, because man, if something came up and you had to fix something or adjust, a certain color or whatever it may be, and you didn't know how to do that, I mean, it would put you in a bad spot. Yeah.
The fundamentals is everything, no matter what you're talking about, whether it's design, sports,
everything.
It's like, can you learn, if you can't dribble a ball, why are you going to try to like slam dunk,
Yeah.
So with photo
for the boys. No. Yeah. It's like, it's so important. I mean, that's why people went to school.
Yeah.
To learn the fundamentals. Like art school is really, to me, I went to art school, right? But I didn't necessarily I got into art school in a more advanced setting because my high school was really accommodating on me trying to learn stuff beyond the classes that they were, high school level teaching.
Yeah.
And so when I got into college, I kind of already like knew everything.
But that's a big part of the fundamentals, right?
Yeah. So I already knew how to do developing in darkroom, like a black and white darkroom. But I learned how to develop in a color, develop and print in a color darkroom, which is very different.
You also learn burns, dodging.
Yeah, burning and dodging. I learned that and stuff in high school.
That's awesome.
But not everyone cares to in high schools. That's why they go to college, and then they, the freshman year they do all that stuff again. So I dropped out.
Yeah,
because I was like, shit, I'm paying all this freaking money.
Our school is a trip,
and then I'm like kind of past it. I'm not saying that was better. I was just like, I wasn't learning anything, so it's really hard to swallow like $30,000 to $40,000 a year to not just to be there.
Private art schools are
so expensive.
Yeah, chunk of change.
But for like, let's say like pottery or like, literally anything, even photography, you're there to learn the fundamentals and fine tune those skills.
Yeah. I think you're gonna lose the passion, the art of like why you got into photography if you say, I'm gonna shoot this photo on automatic settings, jump into Lightroom, hit the preset, and try to become a photographer.
And then export it and then be like,
Instagram. Instagram.
Well, presets are, widely known in Instagram field because it slaps it on and makes it look like everything else and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But if you're like an influencer, yeah, I know.
That liquid death.
I don't even know if that you could hear that, but probably. but like if you're like an influencer or someone who isn't a photographer, I think that it makes sense. How can I argue that?
Yeah.
But like, if you want to learn the craft and you want to like do that as a career, I believe that you should learn how to edit photos.
Yeah. And okay, here's another aspect of it is building and developing your style.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Style of shooting. There's so many different types of photographers. And if when I land on someone's page and it looks like so stylized, not just the colors, the way it's shot, everything, right? You're like an artist. So it's very different. It's difficult to start using presets off the jump and then be like, I'm going to create a style, because you're essentially starting on a copy and then trying to deduct to create your own style.
Yeah.
So that's,
you're, and the other thing about presets is that you're ripping off a style that's already in motion. Yeah. Right. So it's not necessarily your style, but maybe you took the preset and made it your own style. That'd be cool. I mean, presets are a good way to learn like how, or like if you deconstruct them, if that's even possible. I don't really know if that's actually even possible, but
you don't have any presets.
No.
Saved?
So I do say, I have my own saved, like after all the time I just, and they work for some photos and they don't work for others, but I have like a starting point.
Okay.
But I don't have something that I just slap on and then it's done. Like every little photo, like yesterday I shot some photos of the camera rig that I built, and then it's like some photos were just a little dark and like they're all the same exposure, but then some needed a little bit of like white in that, or not white, but like
tweaking,
more whites in it, so it would be brighter, and it was like only for certain photos.
Yeah.
But if I slap the preset on and didn't just export it, the photos wouldn't look the same.
Yeah. You have to tweak it.
Even though they were all the same exposure,
time, setting, place.
Yeah, everything's the same.
Yeah.
It's for, shadows and stuff, depending on how you were shooting it, it's like if you move the camera and it, you know what I mean? Like it just,
well, you're catching different shadows. If I shoot this laptop in different ways,
if you shoot it this way, shadow. It's dark. If you shoot the other way, it's light.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like, and then you want to tweak the shadows and white and all that stuff. But anyways, I
think that's a pretty proper way to talk on presets. If, again, we just went over it. Like if you want to get involved in anything and become like kind of a master in your craft and develop a style, it's best to learn the fundamentals first. And there's nothing, Kingston was talking school, but geez, I think there's some of the best photographers and videographers and designers
self-taught.
fucking self-taught off YouTube.
Yeah, no, totally.
Because it's a passion driven.
School now, I think like Gary Vee, I thought I saw a video of him talking about school, how, yeah, for a doctor, you need to go to school.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to no doctor that doesn't have a degree in whatever it is, you know? But like for something that, you know, is an art or that you can learn like shit off YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, why go to school?
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it on your own and work and learn on the weekends or at night or whatever, and it's free. But in school, you're spending like serious time and money.
Yeah.
Dedicated to.
I'm not going to hate on anyone that goes to school, but I think the best part about what we're seeing now is there's no excuse.
Yeah.
So
you can learn either way.
Yeah. You can even I started on a Canon Rebel.
Yeah.
And I think it was awesome because it just taught me the fundamentals of like angles and different stuff. And
I mean, shit, my iPhone
takes
like,
amazing photos.
takes sick photos, and I think you can shoot raw photos in it.
Yeah, you can on yours.
I don't use it as much as a camera as it's meant to be, but yeah, you can. I have like the 12 Pro Max, and it takes some seriously good photos.
Yeah.
And you can edit on Lightroom on your phone.
Yep.
So yeah, there's definitely no reason to not like mess around on an app for, you know, a few hours and learn it up. I mean, it's going to take you more than a few hours, but
you just practice.
Yeah.
Practice and have fun with it.
Yeah.
And depends if what your angle is. Like if you're just doing photography and you just want clout on Instagram, then maybe presets are the way for you. But if you want to take it a little more serious,
definitely more of a shortcut,
more of like an artist take to it, then start with the fundamentals. Yeah. Which leads me into our next segue, which is graphic design. So Kingston, fortunately, it actually brings a good aspect to it. His wife, Kat, is a great graphic designer. She has tons of clients, always busy.
Yeah.
And then myself, I took one Photoshop class in high school.
She went to school for it.
So, okay. So yeah. I didn't go to school for it, but I did the typical, like just learned Photoshop to learn like how to move shit around basically. Yeah. And then self-taught afterwards.
Then like Illustrator and
then I taught myself Illustrator.
Yeah, totally.
But I think if you were, they make it very easy because I get these ads all the time from like Vector Lab. I overseas designers that just like, or you can, because I have like I've actually talked to them, like they've reached out and be like, hey, we'll sell you this pack for $100. And it's like super broken English. And I'm like, I wonder where they're based out of. And they have to wire the money. It's a trip. Yeah. And the Vector Lab is, they sell like thousands. So you buy it for like on sale price for $50 and you have like thousands of vectors that you can alter licensed.
Wow. Yeah. And you could just use it for whatever.
Yeah. But like the issue with that is, again, you're kind of missing that fundamental step of like why you got into design, creating your own style. Like just if you want to make something off the jump and you got super inspired, can you make it from scratch, or do you have to use someone else's vectors? Like,
yeah, the issue with either one of these is that like, what good does it do if you have the same logo as like a million other people, but you change the name?
It does nothing. You might sell a couple t-shirts or sell a couple stickers or hats or whatever, but like
eventually you're going to have your own design.
You got to have like some like your own style, originality. I mean, I guess that's kind of what this whole podcast boils down to, is like, how original do you want to be?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's nothing wrong with all this routes. It's just, I guess it depends on how deep you want to get into it. Mm-hmm. Because if you want to become like a full-time graphic designer, I don't think vector packs are going to last you very long.
I don't think so. They might help you if you want like quick stuff. If you need like a tuna for a menu, then you can go get the tuna off the vector
stuff
pack.
Like that. I could see that.
But it's actually been kind of disheartening seeing the amount of like small businesses and like, especially in this area in California, but I feel like they almost look kind of cookie cutter on like how their graphic design is becoming to look. So, because everyone wants to be like modern, simple, and like
there's like a trend to it.
Is a trend, and so it'd be nice to be like hire a graphic designer. Like if I hired Kat and she sent me some shit and super original, I'm like, damn, like you are worth every penny. Like this is amazing, you know?
Yeah, I think that's where it all boils down to. Like the end result is if it gets you something that is different than the rest, then I think that makes you stand out the most. You know? And like I edit photos that don't necessarily stand out. I mean, it's just more so my style, I guess. Yeah. But I could easily make a photo that looks crazy. Yeah. But it's just not like, I just don't enjoy doing that. You shoot amazing. Like your photos are just considered like great photos. Just, I guess. I think so. I mean, I just like dark and moody basically. Yeah, you do like dark and moody. But I'm like leaning more into, I'm actually been like really into more film stuff. Like I was looking at Super 8mm, like it's amazing video cameras all night last night. Were you? Yeah. Are they expensive? They can be. I bet. It's like ranges from like 80 to $400. I feel like that's not bad. No, it's not. I mean, we're talking like a camera from the 70s though. Oh, do they work? Yeah. But broken ones are cheap. But you were telling me the film is the most expensive part, right? So you get a cartridge of Super 8. It lasts you. It's 3 minutes of film. That's it. Yeah. Oh wow, it's heavy. And it's like I don't know how much it is to develop. Yeah. But you send it out and you develop and they scan it in. We were going to use it for our shoot next week. I'm so excited for that. It's too expensive. It's like $200 to rent and film and develop 3 minutes of video. How much to rent it? Like all in $200. It takes like that's like a nice 3 minutes of video. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna buy one. Yeah, because then I make it. I'll make you're gonna use it in the more future. But anyways, interesting. Okay. So going back to that's like, for example, that's me learning something new to make it look different. Yep. And it's Super 8 or Super 8. What the fuck was that? Super 8. Super 8. No, it's that's not what I was meant to say. It's super easy to emulate. Super 8. Super easy to emulate Super 8 or 16mm like film. I definitely have borders and like stuff that make it look like that with the flashes and like the grain and all that shit. But there's just something really particular about just the real thing. Like there's like it's easy to imitate, but it's just something about the real fucking Super 8 film. Yeah, I think it's because you can do that with anything. Like there's brands that mimic film, or even people when they post their photos, they like want to mimic the film. Yeah, and from like a quick glance, it's like that's kind of cool, and then after a while, I'm like, this looks cheesy as fuck. Like you either shoot it real or you mimic it. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like how you can go in Lightroom and just if people just think by adding a ton of grain, and then fucking with the tints, you're gonna get a film photo. It's like that's not the vibe. Yeah, there's like I've definitely I've bought like some presets that were film emulators. Okay. So, and those to me were like kind of cool because it like some films aren't available. Like my favorite film is like Fujifilm Reala, and it's just they don't make it anymore, and you can't find it anywhere. And if you do find it, it's super expensive. That's so cool that you even know. Like you're like my favorite film is like I would have never known what the hell Fuji is. But like they have like an emulation of that film. That's kind of cool, and it has a very specific look. That's cool. But like, those are the kind of presets I like because it's like, it almost just like gives me back something that I can't have anymore. Yeah. But it's I think that's even coming down to, that was back when Visco was doing that shit. Visco. Yeah. Damn. I still like Visco. No, yeah, Visco's cool.
Yeah, you can edit video on Visco now.
Yeah, you can use some of their filters.
It's pretty.
And for iPhone photos, I use those apps all day long.
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm not going to transfer iPhone photo to the computer to edit.
Man, the photo part is cool, and I'm stoked that Kat had some. Like, she knew right away when I was like, we should talk about vector. She was like, man, those things are a trip.
She was like, damn, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Because like so that's like another part that we haven't really touched on, is that it takes away from the creators or, professionals that are trying to do it for a living, because but the issue is that it's usually more expensive. So you can get a vector set for, let's say, $100, but if you hire someone, it's going to cost you $1,000.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the difference is that you get something original that no one else has.
That's the biggest part, dude.
Yeah. So the branding, because branding is super expensive, because the reason why I think it's so expensive is because you get an identity.
Yeah.
Like, your brand gets an identity. So like, of course it's going to be expensive.
I think if we were to pay, like if Easy, Roaming Lost, or Rland, any of those brands were to outsource our branding.
I outsourced for the lantern.
Yeah, you're wild.
And it was like $800.
Yeah, see, I've done all of even for Rland, I busted that shit out quick.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, if I'm reaching out to someone, that's just going to pay top dollar. But I would be willing to pay for it, because I personally, and you personally,
I paid for a lantern.
You paid for a lantern, but you also, like, if someone's going to hire you for photo, it's a premium because you know what you're doing. If someone's going to hire me for graphic design or like branding, it's going to be a premium because we know what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
we just had a buddy come into the office.
It threw me off. Like I said, it was
that's awesome.
Shit. Now what is?
No, we were just talking about, like, if someone's going to pay, it's going to be a premium because it's of value to achieve like a unique identity.
Yeah. And I think that's like, you're going to get the most out of your money for paying someone that knows what they're doing versus like, you're going to pay someone to use a vector pack.
No,
like, fuck, I would just do it myself.
Yeah. No way. No way.
But
yeah, I've had buddies buy the vector packs or send it to me too, but I don't know. I think if I didn't know the fundamentals, I don't think it'd have as much fun, because a lot of our design work, it's just something I'm like, man, this would be a really cool idea to see come to life on design or whatever packaging.
Yeah.
And then boom, because I've just taught myself you can make it, and it feels original. You know where it came from. And I think it's well received in that aspect too. Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy the editing aspect just as much as I like shooting. So
editing,
to take it away, it's like kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks.
The shooting is fun, but
editing I might actually be more fun.
I was gonna just say that post edits are fun, dude,
because then you can like kind of just make it your. Well, I guess it comes down to making it your own.
It's an art.
Yeah.
Who I've actually really liked, and you introduced me to them, is the Salvies or the Salves.
Yeah.
What's her names?
Josh and Charlie.
Yes, dude, their photo editing.
Alaska.
Yeah, they're from Alaska.
They live in Alaska.
No way.
I think they're from Pacific Northwest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, they moved up there, I would say at least a year or two ago.
Yeah. And
they bought a house, and sick A-frame house, and
they're that's another really good example of like someone that's built their own aesthetic, sticks to it. She
has like a very specific
look. Pretty sick.
Yeah. It's really cool.
The saturation and how they like stick to certain hues.
Yeah, it's really dialed. I laugh because I'm like, damn, I wish I had that.
Do you?
Sometimes. Because they edit so differently that I'm like, wow, I actually don't even know how I don't even know how I would do that. What
else could you do besides Lightroom? Like, isn't Lightroom and Photoshop pretty much like the two top to edit, or would you consider using something else?
No, I think that's it.
Right?
There's some other ones like Luminar AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a newer one, but
essentially non-Adobe products.
Yeah, it's a non-Adobe.
Yeah.
But like for video editing, everyone uses a Premiere, but I just switched over to Davinci Resolve, which is funny because it's like $300, but it's a lifetime license.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but a Premiere costs like $60 a month.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I know.
And
I mean, that's just a premium you're paying. Those
but for what?
I don't know.
Like it's
the same
Davinci
shit.
Resolve, I think, is better.
Davinci is what a lot of the classes, like my buddy studied at USC for film.
Yeah,
and they use
all
Davinci.
Resolve.
And
it's the industry standard.
It is?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that.
But why does everyone use Premiere?
I don't know. It's like, why does everyone use Apple? It's probably just because
PC for life.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, you're just a PC boy now.
It definitely is better.
It kind of looks like that. See, PC, if you're on YouTube, PC, Apple. PC. Stupid. Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
I'm a PC. Yeah, I think with the design aspect of it too, it's cool to see it come to fruition if you have an idea in your head. And like, I've been inspired by seeing like other people's edit styles or graphic styles. And if you have the fundamentals down, it's almost cool to just like give it a shot and see if you can do it too.
Yeah.
Without having to go buy a vector pack or a preset, you can literally do it yourself and tweak it.
There's so many freaking tutorials on YouTube.
My gosh. Dude.
I always put people to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much easier.
I've learned a lot of photo shit from that Peter McKinnon.
Yeah, McKinnon. Yeah. He's like the top tier, probably photo YouTuber. But there's just so many. I've learned so much stuff about Davinci Resolve on YouTube.
From different people.
Just like I'll search Davinci Resolve. What was one of the, or like call outs where the text kind of moves with the point of interest, like if it's like a shirt,
mm-hmm.
and it moves like in the video, it tracks the point that you want it to track. It's like free. You just go on there
or YouTube it.
Yeah, and then there's a video for it. There's a lot of videos for it.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's like, I mean, that's just one example of so many that I've used like just for Davinci Resolve.
Yeah, I mean, I love that you said that in the beginning. How it's like a cheat code.
Yeah,
like these things are cheat codes, and cheat codes only get you so far.
Yeah,
man,
definitely ruins video games.
Yeah, that's where cheat codes came from with video. That's where cheat codes. Oh man,
because it's like you get to the end of the video game and what, you're done.
Yeah,
what'd you pay that $60 for?
You would buy them on DVD, remember?
Or the Xbox disc or something.
Man, that's funny. Yeah, the fundamentals is everything. The best of anyone in the world, no matter what angle you're looking at, have one thing in common. They fucking crush the fundamentals of the game they're playing.
Yeah. And what comes out of it is good design.
Good design, good work, whatever, just winning. So,
yep.
Yeah.
You know who has good design?
Is it a brand?
Yeah.
You love Filsons.
No.
Who?
Onyx Off-Road.
I did not see that coming.
That was a good one.
Onyx Off-Road.
I was trying to lead you into that one.
Oh, that was so good. You served that. I did not see that coming. Onyx Off-Road, everybody.
Oh, man.
You know what we have to say about them?
They have good design.
They have maps all over the United States. And I just actually showed my buddy, he DM'd me. He was like, yo, what do you use for mapping? True story. This is like definitely happened. And I said I either use Google Maps, but now I'm using Onyx. And he's like, what's Onyx? So I gave him a little bit of a spiel. He used it and he's like, yo, they show you campsites too. And I was like, yeah, it shows you where to camp, shows you the trails you can and cannot go. It gives you the trail ratings if it's super hard.
Who manages the land.
Yeah.
All kinds of good stuff.
So Onyx, yeah. And then if you use I would use the discount. I mean, just go to our show notes and you'll have a discount code for Onyx for a subscription.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Mario, you use Onyx?
I do.
See?
There you go.
Guys, Julia, you use Onyx?
I do.
What, dude?
Damn.
See, all right, guys, unsolicited and on it. That was so funny, bro. You served that so well. All right, guys,
man.
we'll see you on the next. What?
You got to check it on YouTube. That video.
Oh yeah. At Roaming Lost, or just type in Arlanders podcast on YouTube and you'll find it. All right, guys.
See you on the next one.